Hello and welcome back to your weekly reading. We are about to jump into your week ahead. If this is your first reading, welcome. My name is Liz, and these readings, we get a lot of details, so get ready, get yourself a cup of coffee or tea, get cozy, and I'll show you what we have today. Today's special guest oracles, we are working with the Affirmators cards. This is a collection of decks that I don't use very often, and they're super cool, and that's kind of why I like to do these weekly readings, is because it helps me rediscover decks that maybe I haven't reached for in a little while. So these were a lot of fun. And the cool thing about this actually is we've got a work and career deck, and we also have love and relationships. So we're looking at both areas of life today. And we have 3 tarot cards to choose from. These were shuffled at random. So you can choose based on an energy that you feel connected with right now. These cards are less predictive and maybe more about the current energy, or just choose the one you feel drawn to. You don't even really have to base it off of your current energy, but that might help you. So let's take a look at what we have. For group 1, we have the 10 of Wands. So you might feel right now slightly overwhelmed. You might feel like you have a lot on your plate right now. So if that sounds like you, then maybe group 1 is your pile. For group 2, we have the Sun card. So you might be feeling pretty optimistic about something, or maybe that's an energy you're wanting to bring in. It's also an energy of confidence, or maybe you're just craving some sunshine. You know, you want to have a day at the beach or something like that. And then finally, group 3. We have this little guy with a to-do list and a feather pen with the Page of Pentacles. Maybe you've got a lot you want to get accomplished this week, or you're creating a plan. So those are your choices. Let's take a deep breath. I know this sometimes helps. And as always, have fun with my readings. My readings are ultimately meant for entertainment purposes. I do hope that there is a message that resonates for you. I hope that this week does sound pretty accurate. And I love when you come back and let me know, how things unfold. Yeah, have fun with it. I say it every single week, but if you get a challenging card on a certain day, that does not mean you're going to have a bad day, okay? It's really important to remember that. Every single week comes with its ups and downs, so we're just sort of looking at the energies that might pop up this week and how to navigate it. We also got charms as well, so feel free to read along with me with the charms. Certain charms might have personal meaning to you. Really quickly, before we jump in, I want to mention my cozy community over on Patreon and memberships. I have both of them available if you're interested. And basically every single week I post a special video just to Patreon and memberships. And I've actually started doing polls now going forward. So the community gets to vote on the topic or theme of the reading that week. So yeah, it's been really fun. There's been some fun changes. There's also just a library of previous videos there you can check out. And yeah, that'll be linked below if you want to check that out. I appreciate it, but I appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for your likes and your subscribes. All of that really does help. Comment, let me know if this resonates, if anything makes sense or clicks for you. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, let's jump in. We will start with group number 1, the 10 of Wands. Group 1, if you chose the Camel, then this is your week ahead messages. So if you haven't watched a week ahead reading yet, welcome. These are a lot of fun. And yeah, you chose this Camel. So this is less about, this particular card is less about maybe what's coming in because you chose it. It's likely more so current energy. So based on this Camel, I'm getting obviously that expression, the straw that broke the camel's back. So let's find out. Let's find out how we can sort of alleviate some of this pressure you might be feeling. We're going to get you a tarot card for each day. We're going to work with the Affirmators decks today. A little card from the how you use these card instructional things. Okay. But yeah, we've got the Affirmators at work and Affirmators love and relationship. So let's see what is going on. Group 1, what's happening this week? So yeah, I mean, obviously this camel is carrying too much. You can see by the expression on his face. What is this camel carrying? Okay. Is it expectations? Is it perfectionism? Is it like checklists, like mental checklists, appointments, bills, meals, self-doubt? Do they care what Tracy from work says? The whole idea here going into this week, I think, is setting some of this down, setting down what you weren't meant to carry, okay? You weren't meant to carry all of this. Let's see what the cards have to tell us today. We'll get you your Affirmators cards. Now we're looking at work. So first, let's get your work message for the week ahead. So what does group 1 need to know about work? You might have lots of deadlines or just lots to do this week, but it could also be encouraging rest too, right? So that could be important. Okay, group 1, what is happening this week? Quality. So at work, I value and admire quality. I strive to make the goal of all my work. Quantity is great, but not when it lowers my standards. Ooh, okay, so that really actually does make sense with this. Sometimes we're trying to do everything and then the quality of everything that we're doing suffers, right? So this could be something creative, having too many things sort of on the go and not really dedicating your focus to one thing specifically. So I will keep the bar high, take my time, and let's be honest, probably use this as an excuse to procrastinate. What's our friend YouTube up to? So quality, you definitely are valuing quality over quantity this week when it comes to work. It could be saying like, sort of as a reminder, don't take on too much, because just because you try to do everything at once doesn't mean you're going to be happy with the outcome, right, of trying to take on everything at once, right? Sometimes I feel like we just want to do it all, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be happy with the results. So as far as work this week, we'll get quality, or we'll focus on quality over quantity. Okay, let's see what relationships have in store for us this week. Self-worth. I cast all of my concerns about what people think of me. Okay, that's so funny because I was getting this message about what someone at work thinks of you. This week, that's not even on your radar this week, or I hope that you're able to put that sort of out of your mind, at least somewhat. I know I'm a totally kick-ass person, and my kick-assness can never be diminished by rejection. So people can think what they think and feel what they feel, and in the meantime, I'll just keep knowing what I know without thinking about what they are thinking about what I already know, I think. Okay, so yeah, you might be kind of overthinking. Like, I really feel like some of these wands not only are your expectations, but the expectations that you feel others have of you. Okay, what will this person think if I don't get this done? What will this person say if I ask for time off? Like all of these different things, right, that can happen. Expectation and care of what people think, I think, is part of what it is that you're carrying or that you have been carrying. So let's see what the tarot has to add, group 1. We'll see what is coming through day by day. Little reminder, I say it every week, but it's important. Please do not let a challenging card set you up for a bad day, right? Just because, say, you get the 5 of Cups on a day, don't be like, oh, that day's not going to be good. It's not how this works. We're just looking at different energy throughout the week. I do look at the cards as a whole. I look at all 7 cards together and see how they interact. But yeah, we're just looking at different energy that might pop up throughout the week. So if you get a challenging card, we will figure out how to navigate that energy or what it might be saying. So have fun with it. Okay, let's start with Monday, group 1. 2 of Cups, Monday. Tuesday, 4 of Pentacles. Wednesday, the Chariot. Thursday, 10 of Pentacles. Friday, 7 of Cups. Saturday, 9 of Pentacles. Sunday, Ace of Swords. Beautiful. So Temperance on the bottom. I think part of what's happening for you, group 1, is I think you're having... How do I put this? I feel like overall things are actually headed in a good direction. There's almost something about trying to keep all of the balls in the air, right? Like a juggler trying to keep every ball in the air. It's like, whoa, look at what I can do. So trying to maintain everything going well at work. My relationship, my romantic relationship, my friendships. I'm getting something about trying to keep all of the balls in the air. But as far as your tarot cards go, I've got some lovely energy. Let me just do a quick scan to see. I like to kind of see it. Okay, is there more Cups, Pentacles? Do we have lots of Major Arcana cards? Got a little variety. I would say Pentacles is taking the lead this week. We do, of course, have Cups too, though. We've got 1 Swords card. No Wands on the board. However, your card that you chose is a Wands card. Got the Chariot right in the middle there, midweek. Okay, let's get your charms, group 1. All right, this is it. Let's see. Okay, so why don't we just dive in? Let's see. Monday, you've got Scorpio energy. That could be you. That could be someone coming in. Ooh, look at this. A patron had sent me. So there's like, I realize there's literal cheesecake under my fingernails. What is that? And then I remembered I was literally eating cheesecake with my hand about 20 minutes ago. So we've got the little Pac-Man charm. I just received that one actually. But yeah, that is literally being in the pursuit of something, okay? Or there's something you feel like you're chasing or trying to pursue. Let me know what else you get from it. I never actually surprisingly played that game, but I know it's like, it's a pursuit. It's also making me think of like drive, personal drive, or like hunger to get something accomplished. Some of you also might be sort of getting something completed this week, or like the last little bit of something wrapped up, and you're wanting to do it well. Like it's gone well so far, so you want to really complete it in the way that you visualized, in the way that you want it done. And this might also be impacting your confidence in a certain way. You also have the rooster. You've got the rabbit. And Scorpio's kind of right in the middle. And then your card of the day is the Two of Cups. Your relationships may be a highlight on Monday. I'm getting to not only quality with work, but quality in regards to your time with people. Quality time is coming through. So Monday, you could be craving some quality time with someone. A Scorpio may be craving some quality time with you. You've got the rooster. This is all about confidence, okay? I'm getting walk the walk. So if you've got anything coming up, or if you are worried about what someone else thinks or what people in general think of you, walk confidently anyway, right? Like, you know what I mean? Don't let it get to you. If someone said something, or if you just sort of sense someone's judging you or something, anything like that at work, or really anywhere, you know, walk confidently. Someone's going to have something to say regardless, right? So I think that it's easier said than done, and I get that, but I do see you feeling quite confident on Monday. You've also got the little rabbit. This is about abundance and rapid growth. Something could be rapidly multiplying on Monday, okay? Also, I will say, with the Two of Cups, there could be potential for a very romantic evening. Is what I'll say. Okay, Tuesday, you've got the handcuffs and the Four of Pentacles. So that's really interesting. There's almost like something that you feel might be, you're having a hard time letting go. There's a bit of like possessiveness that I'm picking up on. The handcuffs remind me a little bit of the Devil card sometimes. That tends to be the association I make with them. Or something keeping you sort of like trapped. And I'm kind of getting that here, okay? This is like a tense energy. I'm getting something about like something being locked up, or you're clinging tightly to something. You're holding on to it. You're trying to, yeah, look at all the locks there. And like the handcuffs, let me know what you get from that. You know, it could just be something you're holding on to really tight, but there's almost a sense of like not wanting to let something go, that you're doing anything that you can to kind of keep it secure. There could be something about trying to, this is just coming through, so I'll say it, but like not spend so freely. Is part of what these 10 of Wands could represent are bills. I think I said that earlier, but bills could kind of be overwhelming you a little bit. So maybe you're trying to kind of like save a little bit more, or that could be a little bit of a focus for you this week, okay? Is like trying to be a little bit maybe more frugal, or hold on to what you have. It's coming through. And then we have pack your bags, you're bound for an exciting destination. All right, so that's with the Chariot. So Wednesday, there could be potential for travel, all right? So the Chariot on its own can represent travel, but to get that charm right there, and that could also be something that you're saving for as well. Some numbers that might be relevant. You've got 10, 13, 18, 29, 30, and 45. This poor fortune. I usually put tape on them to kind of keep them from getting damaged, but this one I didn't, so it's literally disintegrating. Okay, you've got, oh, interesting. You've got the Pirate there too. Yeah, there's something of value this week that you're like, kind of wanting to kind of keep all to yourself this week. Something that you value that you're wanting to keep to yourself. There's a bit of a suspicious energy that I'm picking up on as well. There could be something that you're just sort of worried about losing. You want to keep it to yourself. You're keeping this locked up, whether it be a secret, something that you're working on. You might even be keeping your finances really to yourself right now. There's definitely something you're like pursuing. It's almost like you don't want someone to know about something that you're after, okay? It could be like an opportunity, or it could be something that you value. But yeah, it's almost like you're in pursuit of this. You don't want anyone else to get to it before you. It's like, okay, I know about this. I want this. Again, don't know what it is. You might not know what it is until it happens. But yeah, the Chariot too, there's a feeling of a lot of confidence this week, a lot of willpower, a lot of drive forward. You're wanting to really make something a success, I'm feeling this week. But again, I do feel like you put a lot of expectation, a lot of perfectionism on yourself. And I think, going back to the expression, the straw that broke the camel's back, like I think if you put one more thing on your plate this week, you might feel like completely burnt out and overwhelmed. So just keep that in mind. Being a little bit more flexible with yourself could be important. Chariot and the Hammer, I'm seeing Wednesday you're feeling very focused in one particular direction, or you've got your eye on the prize. You could also be making some sort of decision Wednesday as well. I just love the little pirate with the treasure chest there. It's just like, I don't know, there's something, it's like, I want to get this treasure. This treasure's mine. Like something like that, right? This is my treasure. On to Thursday, you've got wake up. So it could be some sort of like wake up call or reason to wake up early. You've got 1, so 1 o'clock could be pretty important. You've got the 10 of Pentacles, the computer, and the stop sign. Ferris Bueller is popping into my head. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So stop, look around. So there's something about paying attention to the blessings that you already have. Thursday, you might be feeling just very thankful, very grateful for the people in your life, for what you already have. This is a card of stability, comfort, and security, less about luxury, more about just comfort. So I'm seeing Thursday, you're feeling quite comfortable, and there could be sort of like this wake up or aha moment that causes you to sort of stop and look around. I do find it interesting that we have the Chariot with a stop sign, because in this image, they've come to sort of a crossroads or something like that. So there could be something about stopping, pausing. You may just need to set some boundaries Thursday as well. Like if someone asks you to do something and you can't do it, it doesn't mean they're not going to like you, right? If you have to say no to taking that shift, if you have to say no to driving your cousin's best friend's uncle's boss to the airport, I think they're going to find a way, right? So you don't have to do everything for everyone. You don't have to be everything for everyone, okay? People are still going to love you regardless. Like we got earlier, you're not meant to carry everything. And on that note, group 1, you need to learn to speak up, okay? Before, this is one of those situations that if I don't, you could be carrying it. Yep, that's fine. Yep, no worries. Yep, no, not a problem. That's okay. I don't want to upset anyone. I don't want to stir the pot. And then one tiny thing happens and it just sets you off, right? So you need to learn to speak up, set boundaries, say no when you need to say no, right? And don't over-explain. Don't over-explain. No is a complete sentence. You've got the little computer here. There could be something you're doing on a computer. Getting computer banking. I don't say this to alarm you. I just say it because it came in. Maybe time to beef up your passwords, 2-factor authentication, things like that on Thursdays. I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but I am getting maybe a good week to do that. If you haven't done it in a while, maybe a good week to update those passwords or just write them down in a safe place, something like that. On Friday, you aspire to great things, begin with little ones. You've got the 7 of Cups. You've got laugh, Ace of Swords, the pineapple, ticket to happiness, the bowling lane, and the little skirt, but also kind of looks like a mushroom with 2 stems. Someone the other day said it looked kind of like an arrow, so that's cool too. So in general this week, I think you might be struggling with balance, okay? And possibly focusing on too much at once was the first thing that came in as far as quality versus quantity. So I think you might be struggling with that a little bit on Friday. Also, you might have sort of an idealistic view of something Friday, okay? So something's popping in and you're trying to make a decision. Your view of a situation might be more romantic than it is, okay? Or you're viewing something like this. If I only had this would be my ticket to happiness. This would be it. It might not be that way, okay? I'm seeing that you're feeling very lucky, very grateful this week. So be where you are, okay? I'm getting stop and smell the roses, be where you are. The Ferris Bueller quote came in. Also, you aspire to great things, begin with little ones. You strike me, group 1, as the type that when you do something, you go big. You don't, like, you're not someone to half-ass it. You want to go big. And that's beautiful because I think you've got big visions of how you want things to look. But again, if you take on too much, the quality actually might sacrifice, which is not what you want. You've got laugh. Something could be making you laugh Friday. You could be watching a movie, going to a comedy show. You could have a ticket to something that's making you laugh, right? Maybe like a comedy show, stand-up comedy, or a funny movie coming out. Might be a good day to book a movie. Go laugh with friends, go bowling, something like that. Maybe something you're doing with a team or a group of people to just kind of have some fun. I am seeing friendship here as well with the pineapple. This is also just an abundance charm. Lots of abundant energy this week for sure. And I'm getting quality time came in earlier. You've got Ace of Swords. Could be like an idea or some clarity in regards to something that has you hesitating or confused. Saturday, on to the weekend. There is new hope for projects you had almost given up on. Okay, so something Saturday this weekend in general could be a good time to revisit projects that you had put on the shelf, okay? Any idea that you put away, you might have a new perspective or some new clarity, okay? You've got Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords. So I am sensing like new ideas, new approaches, or new ways of going about something. 9 of Pentacles, so beautiful, abundant energy, very independent energy. As far as career goes, maybe, things are going well. This is a feeling of material success, feeling very proud of your hard work, feeling the rewards and the effort that you've put in paying off. So that's just beautiful energy. So yeah, Saturday seems quite leisurely actually. Could be a good weekend to treat yourself to something. And then Sunday, you've got the baseball glove. Someone is speaking well of you. So someone's speaking highly of you, and I think they might be communicating it to you or just saying it, sharing it with someone else. You've got the teapot. But yeah, be ready to hear some good things about yourself, whether it's from this person directly or from someone else. This is a great card actually to finish the week off because it could mean that you're getting all these things that you want completed, right? The checklist, everything's clear. This is a great feeling of clarity and new beginnings. So a fresh start could be coming in to start off the next week, which is really, really nice. Just so you know, the numbers here are 10, 13, 23, 27, 32, and 44. You've got the baseball glove. This can be about receiving, okay, being open to receive something. Be ready, okay? There could be some communication you need to be ready for. There could also be a little bit of gossip coming in, okay? So you could hear something that day, okay? It could be about this. Someone speaking well of you. It's like, this is what they said. And you're like, wow, that's nice. Like, something that boosts your confidence, makes you maybe feel really good, right? Yeah, group 1, honestly, this week looks great. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you got. I always invite you to read along with me. So if you notice something I didn't catch, definitely feel free to post it in the comments. And thank you so much. We will see you next week, group 2. If you chose this big, beautiful sun, then this is your messages for this week. So if you haven't watched one of my week ahead readings, welcome. These are a lot of fun. And today we're working with the Affirmators Tarot and the Affirmators decks. So yeah, this is really fun. We're looking at work, career, finances, and then also love and relationships. But your card that you chose, now this is less of a predictive card. We're going to get you 7 tarot cards, but because you chose this might be an energy that you're trying to bring in. This could be sort of how you're feeling, but this does have a message for you, even though you chose it. And what I'm getting for you this week, going into the week ahead, don't dim your light, okay? I was literally talking to my mom about this today. Don't dim your enthusiasm. All right. Like sometimes I feel like we want to hide things that make us happy, or I don't know, like if you're an enthusiastic, bubbly, excited person, there could be others that are uncomfortable with that. And that's not your problem. Okay. So just know that. Other themes this week, literally just maybe you're craving the sun, maybe just getting outside, enjoying a little vitamin D could be coming up. Maybe you've got some gardening to do, or you've got like just some more time outside. Maybe you're going to the beach or something. But yeah, I just was getting like, don't apologize for what makes you happy, for things that make you joyful. The sun too, where the moon hides and conceals, the sun reveals all. So it could be a a little bit of a clue that something's getting revealed or something will be out in the open this week. So let's dive into your Affirmators cards to start us off. We'll start with Affirmators at work. See what you have to know about work, career, finances this week. Got that one popping out. Opportunities. Ooh, look at this mysterious crystal ball. Wow. Talks all about dream jobs. Dream job 23, dream job 88, dream job 19, meh. All these little dream jobs. Okay, interesting. So when new opportunities arise in my life, I swallow my hesitation and gladly accept them. At this point in my journey, I can't tell what will turn out to be a dead-end path and what road will lead to my dream career, so I might as well try them all. Dear map developers, how about a fortune-telling option? Yeah, so this week, maybe you're exploring various different options in regards to your career. Okay, you could be, getting dropping off resumes to several places, and maybe there's like, oh, I don't know, would they even hire me? Go in confidently, right? The sun's all about confidence. I'm getting to group 2. Don't try to be a fortune teller in the sense of like trying to predict an outcome of something that you don't know yet. Okay, you might think, okay, well, my friend didn't like it there, so I'm not going to like it there. Or this is what this person said. Like, don't try to predict something, without giving it a try first, okay? So let's see. Group 2, what's happening in love and relationships. You've got grace. So I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs of my relationships without getting thrown off center. With grace, I am able to keep my cool, be my best self, and not resort to name calling, even when my crappy poo-poo face is being a douchey barf monster. Okay, so if your crappy poo-poo face is being a douchey barf monster this week, you need, I feel like this could be a clue as to what's happening, okay? This week, it might be sort of difficult to kind of keep your cool in certain situations. There could be things to sort out, all right? There could be some disagreements popping up this week, right? That can come with any week. So we'll see what the tarot cards say, because we could get a clue as to literally what day this is happening or what it's about, so that's always helpful. There's going to be a productive way to handle something and then the not so productive way, right? So if we get into, it said name calling, but sometimes, in the heat of the moment, we want to say something, whether it be to defend ourselves or just to kind of say something that will sting and get our point across, or maybe, we're just angry. Maybe we've had a hard day, right? So yeah, it's just sort of being like, okay, let's take a breath here. There's a productive way to handle this, okay? So let's get your tarot cards. I always say this every week, but I always like to remind everybody, have fun with the tarot cards, have fun with my readings in general. But if you get a challenging card, like we see potential for a disagreement this week, don't let that throw off your week, right? Like it's not saying you're having a bad week. You've got a lot to look forward to this week. We're just looking at the energies that might pop up. I look at all of the cards together and how they interact and how, what they say together. But yeah, we're just looking at energy that might pop up and how to navigate it. What different things might be happening, different energies you might be feeling. All right, group 2. Let's start with Monday. Monday. Oh, okay. You've got Strength, 4 of Cups, and the Lovers. Tuesday, 10 of Swords. Wednesday, 5 of Swords, okay. Thursday, the Star, beautiful. Friday, the Fool. Saturday, 2 of Pentacles. Finishing off the week, Sunday, you've got the Emperor. Wow. Okay, so I think I'd be willing to guess group 2. This is where tensions might be running a little bit high, okay? So we'll get there. But again, it doesn't mean that Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be a horrible day. You could have a great day, okay? So just keep that in mind. We'll get your charms. I'm getting just a high pressure situation. leading to tension. I'm seeing potential for emotions to run a little high on Tuesday, okay, so that could be part of it. Here's the thing, when you see the Five of Swords, this is really a no-win situation. So this is actually very fitting, and I'm actually not really surprised to see it. I was anticipating either this or the Five of Wands this week. So a couple of things. This is this type of situation it's best to just walk away from. Just walk away. This could be something that's not even, and this happens every week, right? This might not even be something that's directly involving you, meaning it's like not even about you, but it's something you're sort of feeling brought into, or it's happening around you, possibly at work or something like this. So this is this type of situation. It's really a no situation. It's an empty, hollow victory, right? So the winner in this situation has won, but at what cost, right? So you can see two people are very upset, and this person, like, it's like, yeah, okay, well, I used my words, but I potentially hurt this person's feelings or something like that. So, you know, and you could actually be finding someone else is maybe using their words to hurt, okay? And you're being the better person, you're walking away from the situation, okay? But remember, this is a no-win situation. Sometimes it's best to walk away. You don't always have to have the last word, even if you know you're correct, even if you know you're right, okay? This could also be a situation where you've kind of had enough. You're ready to close the chapter. You're ready to be done with something, okay? This could be feeling a little bit defeated, a little bit burnt out in regards to something. An ending too, though, could be bringing new opportunities as well. I always like to address those cards first. Let's start with Monday. Now, this is also a potential day where it's going to be best to stick together, okay, with anything happening Monday, all right? This is a good day to let some sort of emotional challenge strengthen you as opposed to tear you apart. I'm also feeling patience might be very necessary with something on Monday as well. A lot of what could be going on is closure, okay? There could be closure in regards to something, or something that's been, I guess, just emotionally unfulfilling or bothering somebody could finally be discussed as well. You've got task, and you have a little Pentacles charm as well. So this could literally be lots of tasks at work. Okay, you've got a lot to do at work. Something also I think might be losing its initial, what do I say? Like initial excitement factor, okay? You started it feeling like, yeah, this is so exciting, this is new. And then now it's kind of the allure of something, or the mystique, the fun of something might be starting to wear off, at least temporarily, or something might be a little bit boring for the time being, or you feel like it's getting stale, monotonous, okay? So a couple of things, you could be freshening it up, whatever this is, whether it's with work or a project that you're working on, that could be part of what it is. But I think your commitment might be being tested a little bit with something Monday. So, I mean, of course, like I said, it depends on what it is. Maybe breaking something down into tasks could be helpful, or shifting tasks, asking for help could also be coming up. Maybe partnering up with someone possibly could be the tip as well. But yeah, I think your commitment is getting tested a little bit on Monday, okay? You have got the Pentacles charm too, okay? So again, I'm kind of just getting lots of tasks at work, okay? Got lots to do. There could just also be a lot to do this day, and it's sort of not always the fun stuff that we have to get done. So that could be partially what's going on. As far as your grace card goes too, this is going to be a day really where sticking together and working through something as a team could really strengthen the partnership as well. If something is upsetting you or bothering you, it's not good to bottle it up, at the same time. But I think you're going into it Monday with a very proactive, let's figure this out together sort of mindset. On to Tuesday, we've got Aquarius energy, okay? So there could be some sort of ending with an Aquarius. But yeah, you've got the Ten of Swords. So you know what? There's no real way around the Ten of Swords, okay? It's not a fun card, right? It can have that feeling of defeat, but the good news is, as you know me, I tend to look at the silver lining of any card, but it's the end, okay? It's the end. A chapter has finally come to a close. I'm gonna be honest, group 2, I think that you're making like a clean break from something. You're realizing something isn't worth the headache, okay? Or the strain, the exhaustion that it's causing you. You're like, you know what am I what am I doing? This isn't worth this. I've got other opportunities, okay? So whatever that is for you, these readings don't always have to be about big life-changing things I want to mention. Like this could just be like something you've been working on. You're like, you know what? This is not fulfilling for me anymore. I don't even know why I am doing this. I'm not enjoying it. Something like that could be happening, okay? But I'm kind of feeling like you're cutting your losses and just sort of being like, okay, we're done. We're done with this, okay? So that's good because you've gotten to the point where enough is enough, okay? Yeah, it's like something that's going to free you, all right? This is going to free you in a sense of like you're no longer attached to this energy anymore. It's something toxic maybe even that you're sort of shedding from your life once and for all. Maybe look up some sort of affirmation or something you can do as a way to just energetically cut a cord with somebody, okay? Bit of an emotional roller coaster possibly that day too. Okay, so just be gentle. The advice for Tuesday, be gentle on yourself. Rest if you need to. You know, the sun is rising, okay? There's that big, beautiful sun. The sun's rising in the background, okay? Sometimes things aren't really meant to last forever, right? And that's what we get with the Ten of Swords. Now, let's move into Wednesday. Get Wednesday out of the way because look at the rest of the week. It's fantastic. Again, I know I sound like a broken record, but this does not mean Wednesday is going to be a bad day. This could just be a quick moment in the morning and the rest of the day is great, okay? So be generous and the favor will be returned, okay? So look at that. You've got the hand. Someone could be reaching out for a favor, asking you for help with something. So it could be a good day to do that, right? If you feel so inclined. Some numbers that could be relevant. You've got 7, 16, 23, 36, 37, 38. So yeah, someone could send you a message, ask for help. Someone could be in a financial pinch. Maybe if you do have the means to help them. I'm not talking about loaning people big chunks of money. I think that can be, you know, a tricky thing. Obviously, it depends on you and your situation. But maybe like someone says, oh, I forgot my wallet. Do you mind, you know, can you get my coffee today? I promise you I'll get it next week. Yeah, no worries. So, you know, something like that, if it's within your means to help them. It could be just in general, like good karma, okay? So someone's reaching out for a hand or some support. Maybe it's just a favor. Maybe it's just you do it without any expectations. I feel like that's what you're doing. But just know that good energy you put out on Wednesday could be returned to you. Got the passport, could be themes of like documents, passport, travel plans, something like that. There could be some disagreements in regards to travel plans, all right? That could be what this disagreement is about. Could be some messages about someone coming to travel to see you or they want you to travel to see them. Some messages from afar coming in, okay? The bicycle's making me think of like, just keep pedaling on, keep moving forward. I'm noticing the wheel. So yeah, it's so interesting because what a relief we see on Thursday, like such a sense of relief. So it's kind of, to me, coming through as like, okay, this is done now, okay? It's been discussed, it's over with, I'm walking away from the situation. Someone has shown who they truly are. Something like that could be happening. You could just sort of be fed up with something. But again, this is usually a situation where it's best just to walk away. There's no winners with the Five of Swords, okay? And if there is a winner, it's an empty, hollow, vindictive kind of win. So let's move on to Thursday because it's so beautiful. You have the star, so such a hopeful, beautiful, I'm getting like pure, fresh energy coming in Thursday, okay? You're focusing on something that's making you feel hopeful, okay? Or you're looking, I'm getting literally looking on the bright side with something on Thursday. So yeah, whatever the situation is, it's not taking away your hope. A situation is definitely improving too. When you see the star, think about what the star comes after, right? It comes after the tower. So I'm not saying you don't have the tower card, but just know that it means relief. It means an improved situation. And I do think that maybe walking away from a toxic situation is actually leaving you feeling really relieved, and it's allowing you to explore different opportunities, right? As far as the opportunities card goes, you might be a little bit pessimistic starting off the week. It's like, oh, you know, why bother with this opportunity? Like there's the Four of Cups isn't the most optimistic. You know, they tend to kind of look at the cup half empty as opposed to half full. So just keep that in mind because I do see that shifting Thursday. So you looking on the bright side of something. And that fresh, new, hopeful, optimistic energy continues into Friday because look what you have. You've got the Fool, got a gift coming in possibly. This could be a clue as to when this generosity is returned. Got the little deer. Got the Pirate. And you've got the horse with the little rider. riding off into the distance. Oh, look at this. Unexpected romantic and financial gifts. Holy smokes. Surprise and delight you. Ooh. So you're getting a gift or a surprise from someone you wouldn't expect necessarily, is what my feeling is. Like something's coming in from a source or a place or a time or something you just didn't expect. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I do find it just so bizarre that you have the bow and then this one. So unexpected romantic and financial gift, surprise and delight you. Could be just like a small little thing, a little token of someone's appreciation, or it could be something pretty big. I love the little pirate with the boat. I feel like you're ready for the next adventure. You're in a very adventurous, seize the day, carpe diem. Is that what that means? Kind of energy, right? You're just like, you're ready. You're ready for new beginnings. So I love that because this energy isn't lingering, okay? And that's good to see. Yeah, you're looking at a situation with, there's a sense of innocence because you have the deer and the fool card. There's like a beautiful feeling of like innocence. So at least this situation or this person hasn't like taken your optimism or changed your view of things, okay? Got more Scorpio energy. Oh, group 1 had Scorpio, never mind. I thought you did. Group 1 did. But you've got Scorpio energy Saturday and Sagittarius. Look at that. You've got the little ladybug reading a book under a mushroom, and you have the 2 of Pentacles. So one of my busy day cards. I always talk about my busy day cards. This is one of them. Saturday, you might have a lot to juggle, okay? Could be a lot to do. You could be making some sort of decision or weighing options when it comes to these opportunities. I would say don't overanalyze, just like this one says. Accept opportunities that come to you. You can then make the determination as to whether they're a fit. But I wouldn't be too close-minded to anything. Unless you know for sure it's like, okay, I'm not interested in this, then that's something different. But if you're jumping to conclusions or just assuming, I would just be open-minded, okay? So yeah, maybe weigh your options with something Saturday. You could have a lot of because you've got task and you've got the mouse, which is pay attention to details. And this one, I feel like maybe you are getting those last little tasks done or kind of getting something about tying up loose ends with something. Sagittarius and Scorpio could be main character energy. Also, attention to detail could be important this week, okay? You could have a decision to make. It could be worth looking into, okay? You've got the little ladybug reading the book. Something might be worth getting the small details or paying attention to detail. The fine print came through because it's a book, the mouse, 2 Pentacles. Reading fine print could be important. So Sunday's interesting. Sunday, I'm getting a feeling of playing by the rules was the right move, okay? Playing by the rules was the correct move. Somebody tried to cheat. Somebody tried to lie, cheat, steal, do something. You didn't. And this too could be you're going to be happy not only because you stood by your principles and you followed the rules, but just in general, I feel like you were true to you. Truth could just be uncovered that day too, okay? There's something about something hidden being uncovered. It's kind of, honestly, your board today is kind of reminding me a little bit of when I was young, soap operas were really popular. There was Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, All My Children. There was even one called Passions about a witch. That's the one I watched. And it was every episode, there was just the drama, right? It was just this is truly reminding me of soap opera energy because I'm getting something the truth was dug up that you knew all along and it's not a surprise, something like that. It's I don't know, there's just a little bit of for that to pop into my head, there must be something there. Let me know if you remember any of those. Maybe you had a relative that watched it or something like that, or maybe you yourself watched it. But yeah, that's what came through. A little bit of soap opera energy. But it doesn't seem to be phasing you. This is very disciplined, measured, strong, sturdy. There's nothing really gets to the Emperor, so I like that, but I'm seeing you quite focused on something this weekend. I don't know what you've got planned for the weekend, but there could be a lot to do. You might have more responsibility, or you might just be very focused on your tasks and very disciplined and getting things done, checking things off your list, and just feeling really accomplished. So great card to finish the week with, but yeah, good week to follow the rules, okay? If you see something happening that is just not doesn't line up with your values, then definitely stay true to you and don't get involved in it, okay? So my little finishing advice, but let me know what you think, group 2. I'm going to wrap up there. We'll see you next week. Group 3, if you chose this cozy little guy, then this is your message. I love this. When I first shuffled it, I was like, who in the heck is this? I think it's a warthog, I'm pretty sure. So that made me think of Timon and Pumbaa from The Lion King, so maybe that is confirmation or resonates. Then I started thinking of the Hakuna Matata song. So yeah, let me know if that resonates. But I like, you know what? I like his energy. I like his vibe. You know, and this, because it's the card that you chose, it's probably less predictive. We're going to get into your tarot cards. This could just be the energy, like something about this card, something about the Page of Pentacles resonated for you right now. You know, this little warthog has some plans this week, though. Starting something, right? The pages are like, they're enthusiastic about some sort of new venture. So, you know, maybe you're learning a new practical skill of some kind. This is something likely very hands-on. You could be starting some sort of new financial plan or like learning about that even possibly. Pages can be the students. You know, you could be job hunting or even starting some sort of side hustle or starting the process, right? And speaking of starting, maybe you're starting something over possibly. This could be lots of different things. But yeah, I like his little outfit. He looks almost like he's performing Shakespeare. And I like that he has a to-do list because it's making me think like you've got a plan, you've got a strategy, you've got an outline or something you've got, you know, a good start to. So let's find out, group 3, what is happening, starting with at work. We're using the Affirmators Tarot deck and the Affirmators at work and in relationships. So you've got focus. Yes. Cookie, there's some tea. I align with my ability to focus anytime, anywhere, on anything. I'm a variable magician and I can magically focus whenever I want. Look, it's working right now. I'm focused on everything except what I need to do. Okay, so that actually fits in with your card that you chose. Maybe for you, like me, you are someone who does better with an outline and a plan. I actually do really well with like time, like little outlines of, okay, from 9 to 9:30, I'm going on my walk. From 9:30 to 10, I'm going to get ready for work. From 10 to 12, I'm going to do some filming. I work my cashier job at 2. I have to go there. Like, so I do really well with like time blocks. So maybe you do as well. But yeah, you seem so focused this week. And I think, like I was getting right before we got this card, there's something about having a strategy, a plan that's, I think, boosting your confidence or the feeling of like, yes, I can get this accomplished. So I love that. I love actually, if you look at the feather, it's a pen. You've got that like swords era energy too, right? So that's making me think of like, I don't know, maybe an eye for detail or just having all of the information that you need. There's a feeling of like confidence, clarity possibly. Let's get you a love message. So love and relationships. What's going on, group 3? Ownership. Okay, it says, I take ownership for how I make others feel, and I do my part to repair any bridges I might have burned or perhaps even slightly singed. If bridge bending feels impossible, then I can start small. Instead of becoming a bridge architect, maybe I could skip the bridge and walk the long way around. Taking ownership is great for burning calories. Oh, right. Okay, so this isn't always comfortable, but maybe you're taking ownership about like your role in something. You know, you could be trying to mend a situation with somebody. Maybe it's just something that got blown out of proportion, or maybe you didn't really want it to kind of go the way that it went. And of course, if this doesn't resonate, if like there's connections where you don't want to repair that bridge, then no problem, right? I don't want you to like feel like you have to mend bridges where it would bring you back to an unhealthy relationship. It's not what we want. This to me is more so like this week, someone says, hey, this kind of made me feel this way. It's like, okay, you know what? Let's work through this. I'm sorry, like this is, you know what I mean? So there could be a little bit of that going on. You know, there could be a discussion this week. Group 2 had a little bit about this. There could be a discussion about a relationship and like how to move forward. You could be trying to make amends with someone, or someone could be trying to make amends with you. There could be something about repairing a relationship, apologies, forgiveness, all of that could be coming up this week. But yeah, let's see. I mean, the tarot cards will give us some specifics as well. And just a quick reminder, like with any reading and like with the tarot and oracle cards that we get, please do not let a challenging card you know, set you up for a bad day. If you get a challenging card, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to have a bad day at all. We're just looking at energies that might pop up, different themes, and how to navigate them, right? So, yeah. And like on the topic with your ownership card, you know, it does not mean you're a bad person. Like if you said something, you know, you wish you could take back, or, you know, maybe you didn't act in a way that is, you know, how you usually would respond to something in a situation. You know what, sometimes just sort of being like, hey, you know what, that was totally out of character and I'm sorry, or I was in a really bad mood that day. It's not an excuse, and I'm sorry if I made you feel that way. It could be with a partner, it could be with a friend, it could be at work. You know what, this kind of happened actually. I had a customer at work and she was so rude to me, and I was legitimately trying to help her find a certain item, and she was just super rude, and she kind of went like this to me, like, oh, never mind, like, because I couldn't answer her question. I was trying to figure out more information. And anyway, she left, and I kind of felt like, oh, like, I don't know, it made me feel like bad because I was legitimately trying to help. And she actually came back and apologized. She did. And it's funny too, because I actually saw her the other day. She asked for the same item, and I was sort of nervous because we didn't have it. And her demeanor, her response to it was completely different. So, you know what? We're only human. So if a conversation didn't go the way that you wanted it, or, you know, if you've got a friendship where there's been some tension, or maybe you've been feeling neglectful of a certain relationship or something like that, maybe this week, just, you know what, own it. Just talk about it, explain it. You can work it out if it's a relationship you want to work out. Like I said, if this is talking about a relationship you don't want to repair, you don't want to, you know, make amends with, that's something else entirely. But this feels like it's just a relationship where it's worth repairing. You know, I just gave that story about the customer because, I don't know, it popped into my head. So maybe it's something like that. And it could be actually, maybe it is a stranger. Maybe like, you know, maybe it's kind of a situation like I described, because it made me feel really good that, you know, she came back to explain, because I was sort of like, I mean, I'm kind of anxious that way. So I was like, oh, like, I felt kind of bad. I didn't really know why she responded that way. So it felt good to have her come back. Anyways, let's get into the week. We'll start with Monday with that disclaimer out of the way. Let's start with your cards of the week, starting with Monday. You've got the Lovers card. Tuesday, Ten of Swords. Wednesday, Two of Cups. Beautiful. Thursday, Ace of Swords. Friday, you've got Seven of Cups. Saturday, the Hierophant. And Sunday, you've got the High Priestess. Beautiful. Four of Wands on the bottom, so we'll just stick that there. Okay, let's get some charms. All right. Okay, everyone, you're not the first group to have Ten of Swords on a Tuesday, oddly enough. So something about Tuesday, I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday. Something about Tuesday, there's like complicated situations coming to an end. What I find interesting is you've got the Lovers and the Two of Cups on either side of this Ten of Swords. So this could literally be what this is kind of about. There could be breakthroughs in communication this week. Because you've got the little scales here, this can be like the Justice card or something getting resolved. So that could definitely be what it is. You've got the Keys. We'll get there. Let's start with Monday. You've got Cheer, you've got the Star, you've got Sagittarius, and the Camera. Interesting. And the Lovers card as your card of the day. With the Camera, I'm getting something coming into focus that day. Okay, something's coming into focus. You've got the Star and the Cheer charm. This is a very supportive energy. This to me is like my Six of Wands charm. So there's a lot of support, okay, in a partnership specifically. This is, of course, like soulmate energy. It's a partnership, a romantic relationship. A bond being strengthened is actually coming through. I'm getting like something about sticking together through something. This, of course, like with the Star and the Ownership card, this is a card of cooperation as well. So I am seeing a lot of cooperation in regards to something, you and another person, again, coming together to figure something out, all right? This could be Sagittarius, of course, this could be you. This could be just like someone who's very present that day, someone like who's a bit of a main character that day. You could be getting a lot of support from a Sagittarius for something. And the star, of course, can be healing energy as well. So I'm wondering if this 10 of Swords is about putting something sort of behind you once and for all after that last sort of discussion. I don't want to say rehashing, but the thing is with the 10 of Swords is there's 10 swords. So sometimes this can be, it can, depending on what it's talking about, have sort of a melodramatic element to it. Not all the time, right? But sometimes it can. Sometimes it can be like, okay, one sword was enough. We didn't need 10. So maybe there's something about putting something behind you once and for all, finally resolving something possibly. There's also themes of making decisions, okay, with the Lover's card, the Scale, and the 3 keys. There could be something about making a decision on these days that's really important. Monday, just to go back to something, there's something I'm really seeing you enjoying the moment with somebody or making some sort of memory with someone on Monday. But Tuesday, I think something's finally getting resolved, all right? Something's finally getting kind of dealt with this ownership card, okay? There could be sort of like a very raw, real discussion. Things could be brought up, or you might be bringing up things that hurt you, that kind of thing. But I do think that it's getting dealt with, okay, or resolved, because you do have the Justice. Charm, okay, this could be like something getting resolved fairly. And then, like I said, moving on to Wednesday, you've got the 2 of Cups. So I just love the Lovers and the 2 of Cups. I really see this week you and another person, whether it be friend or romantic partner, really patching things through and kind of coming together reciprocally to work through something. Being very honest. I'm getting something about raw and honest. And yeah, that I really feel like the bond is strengthened for it, truly. If that's not so much resonating for you, you could be feeling like there's a certain, I'll just say it this way, you could be feeling like justice has been served in a certain situation on Tuesday, okay, with something. But yeah, 4 o'clock Wednesday could be important. You might have a date or something. This could represent new relationships forming, all right? There could be crushes forming Wednesday, bonds being formed, you know, like new relationships, or just like really, again, partnerships, right? So it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be. It tends to often be, but not always. But it's a definite week of partnerships and coming together to fix things together. It's not like one person carrying all of the weight, one person trying to fix things, one person working on things. This is really about 2 people trying to mend something or work through something or overcome something, with the theme of a bridge. And you have the Frog too, because this is cleansing, transformation energy. On to Thursday, you've got Ace of Swords. So this could be some communication, some important communication found, okay? So there could be something you're finding or having a breakthrough with. This could be like finding a piece of information you've been looking for, or that last missing piece of the puzzle. It's like, aha, there it is, right? With the clarity of the Ace of Swords. You're definitely feeling sort of like in a in-between sort of phase, okay? You might be feeling a little bit like a fish out of water in a certain situation. This is, to me, the in-between charm. It's like, okay, I'm not where I came from. This is really unfamiliar and strange, but I'm not quite where I want to be. So it's kind of the in-between charm for me. Others see you as lively, friendly, and witty. I love this with the bee. I love the rainbow too, by the way, after all of this, because it is telling me that there will be improvements with the star. Like, hope is not lost with whatever the situation is. Okay, if you're in the middle of an argument right now, I do see a productive conversation coming from it. But yeah, others see you as lively, friendly, and witty. People want to work with you. This is like collaboration, teamwork with the bee. People want to be around you. I love the rainbow too with Pride Month. Love that. But people want to be around you. They enjoy your company. There could be some new communication coming in this day as well. News, information you weren't aware of, things like that with the Ace of Swords. So yeah, I'm thinking with found, it's something like an aha moment or something like that. You've got lots of times because you've got Wednesday at 4. I love the little handshake here. It could be 2 people coming to an agreement. I think this was a 9. I apologize. I think it was a 9. So Friday at 9 can be important. Look, the Iron. Yeah, this is for sure a week of like smoothing things over, right? This charm can also have to do with ironing out the details with the Ace of Swords. You've got Dream with the 7 of Cups. So this is very daydreamy energy anyways. You've got Dream. So Friday might be like in a very daydream, fantasy, kind of energy. This could be a good day to like write things down, make notes if you're getting a lot of creative ideas. You may struggle with feeling a little bit indecisive that day, or something could present more options than you bargained for, possibly. Like something that felt maybe so clear Thursday might be a little less clear Friday, not because of anything negative, just maybe because it's like, oh, I didn't realize there was this to consider, and then this, and then all of this, you know, that I hadn't even thought about, right? So these opportunities that could be starting Thursday could have more than you actually even imagined initially, right? So more to consider. You've got the frying pan with the 2 eggs. That's an interesting one to land on the 7 of Cups. Again, it's making me think of versatility and options, right? I mean, think of how many different ways you can prepare an egg. You can fry it, you can poach it, you can scramble it, you can hard boil it. You can have it easy over, you can have it sunny side up. You can make deviled eggs, which is my personal favorite. So I'm just getting something about versatility with how you want to create something. And a lot of times the advice with the 7 of Cups is just make a choice. Make a choice, right? Just go with your intuition and choose what you're craving maybe that day. You've got the roller coaster. So this could mean excitement and fun, something very exhilarating, or it can represent an emotional roller coaster, which I feel like it might. You've got discovered. So yeah, you're definitely discovering something this week, or something's being like found or uncovered. Okay, you've got found and discovered. On to the weekend with the Hierophant on Saturday. So let's see what's coming out with it. You've got Ace of Cups. It's kind of like right on the line there. Okay, so discovered and the Hierophant. This could be a few different things. You might discover because this can have to do with rules, okay? Established structure or rules. So you might discover a set of rules or a structured, outlined way of doing something, or even a teacher that is helping you on Saturday, okay? This could also talk about, of course, spiritual teachers or religion, a path that maybe you want to follow. I'm kind of getting something you're discovering something about yourself spiritually, because you have discovered in the Hierophant, okay? You might actually want to start some sort of spiritual practice on Saturday, or be very focused on that. We see some yoga here, maybe it's even something like that, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you're like doing, I mean, it's such a personal thing. So maybe it's like, okay, I don't know, I want to join this meditation group. I want to set up an altar this day, or even maybe craving a sense of community, possibly. I think with the owl, there's definitely something about maybe a teacher, okay? You're learning something from someone, okay? So good. Yeah, and I think with the Page of Pentacles, I mean, the pages are the students, right? So yeah, maybe like there's someone who can really help you through their knowledge, through their many years of experience and understanding and all of that, okay? So there could be some very helpful teacher coming your way. You've got task, which is so funny because you have the to-do list. So you've got some tasks this week, okay? You've got some to-do lists. You've got some things to check off your list, and you're staying focused. You're ready to accomplish them. I love that. You're maybe feeling more focused on your list this week, and I think part of that maybe is like you're not overwhelming yourself. You're keeping the list very simple. Okay, this task, then this task, so that can be helpful. I mean, there's different things you can do if you have a hard time focusing like me. There's certain things like setting my timer for 15 minutes and focusing on one area in that 15 minutes, right? And then after that timer goes off, I can do something else. For that 15 minutes, I'm focusing. For me, music helps. Sometimes having a podcast on or a certain kind of YouTube video, right? Where other YouTube videos might distract me. Sometimes listening to a podcast or I find when I'm organizing, I like to actually listen to organizational videos. When I'm doing things that might have to do with work, I'll listen to like maybe a financial video or a day in my life video, or, if I'm decorating, decorate with me videos might be on at the same time. So that might help you. Lots of different tricks. So maybe look into that. Okay, so on to Sunday, closing off the week. Like I said, you've got task. You've got the High Priestess. Yeah, I feel like you're definitely seeking out maybe some education or some higher knowledge, okay? Higher knowledge in regards to something. Something just got my attention outside. Something could be distracting you that day. You've got Ace of Cups. I love this for emotional renewal, especially with the messages about like maybe repairing certain things. This could be with a friend group, or you could be invited to something with a friend group on Sunday. There's a bit of a social element. You're very highly intuitive. You've got Ace of Cups with the High Priestess. You're very tapped into your intuition that day. Special delivery, okay? You could be receiving something unexpected or expected. Maybe if you've got like a package delayed, it could arrive on Sunday, but some sort of special delivery, letter, email, something like that could be arriving Sunday. But yeah, a lot about wisdom and knowledge and understanding of various things yourself, maybe something that you have to do, something that you're learning. There could be a teacher, you know, for example, if this is about learning a new skill, who can you learn from? That kind of thing. If there's a financial plan you want to set into motion, who's this Hierophant? You know, if it's a side hustle, you know, maybe you're learning something about that, right? I mean, this tends to have a spiritual undertone, but it can just be a teacher because you've got the owl there too. So let's wrap up there, group 3. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you have a phenomenal week. Let me know, and we will see you next time.